Hello and good morning, YouTube. I'm Kayla, a girl in her 20s just trying to figure things out, and today I want to take you along a productive day in my life as a work-from-home project manager. I really try to balance work and the rest of my life, so I clock out at 5 p.m. sharp. Therefore, I'm also going to get to show you the kinds of things I care about outside of my job today. I woke up, did my morning routine, and got ready. I usually don't wake up before I need to, but today I wanted a slower start to the workday, so I gave myself a few extra minutes. Once my skincare was applied and my hair was styled, I decided to run my laundry. You see, my dad is a Gen Xer, so he's a bit older, has more work experience, and he now works in management. And he was telling me of a time when he was hiring, and the Gen Z millennial person that he was hiring really wanted a remote position that my dad couldn't offer. But he asked why they wanted it. And this person told my dad because they wanted to be able to run their laundry while they were at work. I still think that's a rather foolish thing to say, but now that I work a remote job, I don't think it's a foolish thing to do. I mean, running your laundry doesn't require any time out of your job, and it's just a nice way to get something done while you're doing work that, let's face it, you wouldn't be doing if you didn't need the money from it to survive. So I like doing things like this and habit stacking little sections of my life to take advantage of the fact that I do work from home 3 days a week. With a few minutes before I needed to clock in, I went to the kitchen for a simple breakfast. I refused to buy the $10 eggs that are on sale right now, so I went with toast and tea. For my toast, I had a fruit jam that I was interested in trying from Target. It's really good. I bought some almond butter because I don't like peanut butter, and while I don't absolutely hate it like peanut butter, it's not good. So I decided to pair it with some chocolate chips to see if it could get it closer to a sort of Nutella flavor and make it, something I would enjoy. And then I'm getting into herbal teas right now. I'm trying to have a cup every morning and just introduce different benefits into my diet. So today I went with a mixture of peppermint and moringa to get those. I don't know why they're good for you, but they're good for you. So I went with them to get those benefits. So I took my breakfast to my desk to do a working breakfast. And I will say the chocolate chips did really help the almond butter. It didn't quite make it good, but it wasn't bad. Like, I ate it, I enjoyed it. I think if I added more chocolate chips next time, it would actually be good. So we're about to move into the workday, but before we do, I have one request of you guys. If you could please press that black subscribe button that is underneath this video and subscribe yourself to this channel. I will be uploading every single week in February, so I'm assuming this isn't going up the last week, so there might be a video next week for you guys to enjoy. Either way, I make fun videos, I talk about my 20s, I get through the struggles of it, so subscribing would allow you to follow me in my journey, feel related in your journey, and it would just really help the channel. I would super appreciate it. So if you're enjoying this video, please consider pressing that button.
Good morning, YouTube. It is a Friday today. I'm going to be working my job. I'm a project manager and I work in marketing for a digital paid media team. So digital paid media is ads that you pay for rather than like an organic social media account, like you just start an Instagram and gain followers. This would be paying for Instagram ads. So I work for the team that pays for ads. I'm a project manager on the team and I work in a hybrid setting. So yesterday on Thursday we were in office. Today on Friday I am working from home. I just lit a candle because it amused me. It is Sweater Weather by Bath & Body Works, so we're gonna get a bit of that in the room today. And then after work, I have something I look forward to all week, one of my favorites, my gymnastics class. I always wanted to do gymnastics ever since I was a kid, so I've been really excited to be in that class and be learning. I have a long way to go, but so far it's going pretty good and I'm happy about it. And then I'm gonna get into the day and show you what it's like to be a project manager.
Then I clocked in and got my day started. I work at a small desk in the corner of my room, but it gets the job done. As I told you guys, I'm a project manager, which in more depth means it's my job to make sure my team is on track with all of our marketing campaigns that we were requested to do. Once I'm a more senior level, I'll be asked to understand and input on these marketing campaigns. So I'm not only keeping the team on track, but also helping to decide what directives they should even be spending their time on. I'm excited to learn more about marketing in this way. A few months into my job, we hired a new marketing director, and I've really enjoyed learning from her. She has a ton of experience, is super smart, and just makes marketing look so interesting. She solved a lot of the problems that the company has had for a while, and I just want to have a career like that someday, where I'm actually contributing something of value and making my team members' lives better by understanding what we're doing enough to actually impact them in meaningful ways. So I continue to learn and to grow in my career so that someday I can reach those heights. Another thing I do for work is manage our budgets both in and out, and as this was filmed at the start of the month, it was time for me to prep all of our invoices for accounts payable. So by this I mean, if we spend $1 million on Google Ads, Google will send us that invoice at the start of every month and we have to pay it out by the end of the month. So I have to verify that the invoice says $1 million, that that's actually what we spent. I have to verify that we have enough in our credit limit for what we plan to spend in future months, and I have to send the invoice to accounts payable so they can pay it, and our account doesn't get blocked, all our ads don't get turned off. It really has to happen every month to keep the team running. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to run ads anywhere, and we would be fired. So, I gotta keep on top of that. Today, I was focused in particular on our AdSwerve invoices. And AdSwerve is a platform we use to help optimize Google Display and Video 360 ads, which, if you don't know, Meta ads place on Meta platforms, so Facebook and Instagram. Google ads place on Google, like Google Search, or Gmail, or YouTube, Google platforms. Sometimes, though, when you're on a website, you'll see ads, but the website doesn't have an ads platform. It doesn't have Google ads, it doesn't have Meta ads, it doesn't have Snapchat ads, but you're seeing those ads on CNN.com or on GoodEats.com or whatever. That most likely came from Google Display and Video. This is what lets companies place ads in places where a business is open to putting ads out, but they don't have an ads platform. So that's what that is. It's ads everywhere else, pretty much. I do all the invoices we have for AdSwerve globally, so the process has been quite cumbersome. This month, I'm really trying to put my project manager hat on, really trying to get some lines on my resume of improved efficiencies, so I'm taking my first stab at an optimized system that I created, and honestly, so far so fast. Like, I got through these in record time, and if it works well for the accounts payable team, then we can consider this a success, and I've been able to consolidate all of the invoices and credit memos for this platform for all of our companies that we work for in all of the regions and countries that we work in about 20 minutes. I would say, job well done. Once I got through all of that and double checked my work, somehow it was already time for lunch. I swear I had pretty much just sat down at the computer.
So the morning was kind of boring. I cannot tell a lie. I just did invoice stuff. I checked in with my teammates on like things I was waiting for from them. Like I just continued to manage our projects. I don't know. But I just clocked out for my lunch break. I have pre-made food that I meal prep every week in order to promote eating healthier. So this week we're doing Mediterranean bowls for lunch. And I'm just gonna get that ready and eat and watch some anime and just have a little mental rest for the next 30 minutes. So let's get into it.
You know, it was only Mediterranean because I used tzatziki dressing. The actual ingredients were not all that Mediterranean, but I'm trying to introduce variety into my diet. So I hadn't eaten green beans in a long time, or quinoa, so I had some of that. And I never really liked beets, so I got beets, and actually turns out my adult taste buds now like them. So I added some pickled beets to it, as well as some cucumber and chicken. Like I mentioned, I used a tahini Caesar dressing to make it Mediterranean apparently. And although it looks crazy, it was really good. So alongside my pre-made meal prep lunch, I meal prep every week so that all I gotta do is heat up my lunch and I'm good to go. Alongside that, I decided to just chill out in my room and watch some anime. I am watching Love Tyrant, which sounded to me like a fun, kitschy little rom-com. This show is so far balls to the walls crazy. Like, it is way more calm than rom, but it's out there. The first episode was like a roller coaster ride, so I'm really having fun laughing with this show. Once I got off lunch, I clicked around a little bit more, but the main event was a meeting I had upcoming with my manager. We have this meeting every Friday. Luckily, it's the only meeting I have on Fridays. I could not do a bunch of Friday meetings, chow. But we have this meeting every Friday to prepare us for Monday.
So at my company, we communicate through Teams, and there's a little discussion going on in Teams that I don't really have much to add. I kind of feel like everybody's covered the topic, but it's a little bit of a back and forth debate. Whereas my team, like I said, we do paid advertisements. So in order to do that, a lot of the time we need assets, video or images that can play on YouTube or Instagram or whatever to exist as the ad. So we have to request these assets from the design team. But sometimes the brand team, which is the team in charge of determining what sales and what directives each of the brands that we work on are going for, sometimes the brand teams will make decisions that don't really align with what we need for ads. So I don't know how to explain this without getting too technical, but say that we need ads for new customers, for customers who have never heard of the brand, right? So we'll tell them, hey, we gotta refresh these ads so we can keep getting new customers, but then they will deliver ads for a sale that they want to do and say, hey, we've got to get this sale live so that we can get new sales. And we're like, well, we can put the sale live, but it's only running for this amount of time. It's not really going to be an effective ad, but they want to see the sale live. And then because we're not pulling in new customers, only existing customers are seeing the sale. Maybe they don't have money at the time. So we're kind of creating a problem for ourselves in the future when we need new customers. It's just kind of this back and forth of what should we be prioritizing and how can we help each other. And across a couple of different chat rooms, people are debating this topic of how can we better future plan for what assets the design team is going to make. And I feel like my manager and my teammates have expressed a lot of what I wanted to say. The brand team has also expressed a lot of what I've been thinking. Like, they're all kind of agreeing with me, so I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna stoke the flames of that fire anymore. But sometimes things pop off a little bit in teams. So I have a meeting 4 minutes ago. I told my boss I was gonna be late because I had to go to the bathroom. Then I went in the bathroom. The toilet is running, and the chain, if you know why toilets run, you know what I'm talking about. The chain is tangled. I couldn't untangle the chain, so I don't know how to make the toilet stop running. Messy boots. Anyway, it's time for a meeting. It's my only meeting on Fridays, thank everything. And we use this meeting to prepare for Monday. We have 2 meetings Monday morning with me and my boss, who's like the lead project manager. We have 2 meetings on Monday morning to prepare both of the teams that we work with for the week upcoming. So this meeting gets us ready for those first thing Monday morning meetings. So let's get into it.
We also, in the start of this meeting, do a little bit of, just chitting, chatting, gabbing, keeping it casual. We are a hybrid work environment, but some of our employees are remote, so we do use the start of most of our meetings to just have a little bit of a social corner, just a little, so that although we don't see each other in person, we don't chill out in the office, we don't have lunch together, we still kind of feel like we know each other.
Yes, took a second, but yes.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah.
I know today kind of flew by.
Yeah.
Project management software is available in many different forms. In the past, I have worked in Wrike and Airtable, and my team used to be on Asana. Now we are all in a project management platform called Monday.com. Calling it Monday when Monday is a day of the week is cause for confusion sometimes, but they specifically call it Monday.com. So you have to say the .com when you're talking about Monday. Project management platforms are relatively similar, so I pretty much get Monday. I'm still getting used to some of the intricacies with automations because I just find they're not as intuitive as I felt they were in Airtable, and my manager also feels like Asana was more intuitive. But we're getting used to it, we're getting there. And we are really working on vamping up our Monday board and getting it to a point where, right now it's just for North American marketing, but we really want to get it to a point where globally all of digital paid media can be on the same Monday board. So that's been a big task with us. So we just want to make sure we're going through our jobs, keeping them cleaned up, keeping them consistent, getting rid of stuff we don't need, etc. So that when we combine with our global teams, we are good to go. Now, my toxic trait is oftentimes after this meeting, I feel like I'm done for the day. I'm not. I still have about 2 hours left of my workday, but I tend to feel like it's over. I've done everything I needed to do. Leave me alone. So in order to combat that, I would usually take a walk, but as I showed you earlier, it was raining this day and I just didn't want to be out walking in the rain. So I decided to take the moment to fold my laundry. I took one of my 15-minute breaks, folded my laundry, and just watched some YouTube while I went at it. The YouTube video in particular that I was watching was going over some of the drama that happened on the 9-month cruise. One of the brands we work for is a cruise line. Listen, if they get a 9-month cruise, me and the media team are going to have some fun making ads for that girl because we have already seen how chaotic it can be. After doing some laundry, I went back to work, clicked through some things. Mainly, I was working with one of our external partners. We do a lot of stuff in-house, but we also work for a lot of different companies doing a lot of different things. It's a pretty big conglomerate. So sometimes we work with contractors. Right now we have contractors helping us design assets for our ads. So I was working with that team to get in some new assets for some new platforms for February. And like I said, very strict work-life balance over here, especially because I am not a salaried employee. I can't quite decide if being a salaried employee would be good or bad for me. I feel like it's bad because sometimes I see my coworkers doing work at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and that is just never going to be me. If that's the expectation of me, it's absolutely never going to get met. I'm fully not doing that. So I don't know, it just feels a little crazy. If that is understood by my managers, which I think it would be, but I don't know, then I think being salaried could be a good next step in my career. Can't quite decide, but because I'm not salaried right now, I have to clock in and clock out. So right around 5, baby girl, when that day was done, click the little clock out, shut my laptop, doesn't matter who messaged me, doesn't matter what email I get, I am done. Thank you very much. The job will still be there on Monday. I get off work at 5 and I have a gymnastics class at 6:30. So pretty much right after work, I just get ready and then I have a snack and chill out until gymnastics. So what I was showing you guys here is what I've been doing lately is another habit stacking little moment. I really like doing this. Like sometimes when I brush my teeth, I will also stretch my ankles to help me with gymnastics. Another one I'm doing is that when I get dressed, I work on correcting my anterior pelvic tilt. An anterior pelvic tilt is when your anterior tilts in the pelvis too much. Your body is pretty much a C shape when it should be more of a line with a little bit of curve. Just a little bit, so you can see what my natural stance is and what my stance should be. So I stand the way that I should be standing while I'm getting dressed, and this is actually a very intense ab workout because the reason why I'm curving is because my back is compensating for what my abs aren't doing. So making my abs get into it, girl, it's not easy, but it has helped improve my gymnastics to slowly be building up those core muscles. And speaking of my gymnastics, I ought to explain that. So although like the sun sets at, I feel like 4 p.m. Politicians need to stop teasing me. If we are going to get rid of standard time and stay in daylight savings, can we please do it now? I'm so tired of the sun setting at 4:30. But anyways, I went through the dark and I headed to gymnastics and I take an adult gymnastics class. This is something I have wanted to do since I was a kid. It's something that has really fed my inner child, something I've wanted to share with you guys, honestly, but I could never really find the context to do it. But basically, I did one season of gymnastics when I was a kid. Then my mom made me quit for reasons that at this point she doesn't even remember, but it was really impactful for me because I loved it and I always wanted to go. So once I had adult money, once I was living in a big city where I could find adult classes, I headed down to my local gymnastics studio and I signed up. I didn't film our group class because that's embarrassing, but after class, there's 2 hours of open gym where you can just meander around and do what you want. Most people are filming themselves at open gym so that they can see any corrections that they need to make, so I didn't mind filming myself. I right now am working really hard on my front and back walkovers. I really want to try and get those before March. Don't think I'm going to achieve it, but that was my goal because I'm going to be... Anyway, today I just continue to work on that, and sometimes being upside down like that hurts my head, just something about it, so I'll mix in working on something else when I start to have a headache. So on this day I was working on aerials. It's my first time ever trying working on aerials, so I didn't quite get it. I honestly struggled with my front and back walkovers as well. All in all, it was a difficult training day, but I didn't leave it feeling discouraged or anything. I still had fun. I always enjoy my classes, and then after class, I get to have this open gym time where I work on what's important to me. So it's a great, good 3 hours of fun adult fitness. I would really recommend it if anyone's thinking about trying. After gymnastics, I am sweaty and tired, so I took a very in-depth exfoliating shower. I applied my body oils and everything afterwards. I did a full skincare routine. Like, it was a deep shower. And after that, it was feeling like chill time. It was feeling like relaxed time. So I decided to work on something else that has been feeding my inner child. Just a creative project, getting back to using my hands on something that wasn't a computer. Felt like I hadn't done that in forever. So I recently picked up crocheting. I learned how to knit as a kid and I was never very good at it, so I was kind of scared to crochet. But honestly, I feel like I'm slaying at crochet. I made a scarf as a test to start and see if I liked it, and then once I liked it, I decided to full on commit to a multiple month-long project. So I'm making a blanket. I'm making these strips that you can see here, and eventually I'm going to put all these strips together into a blanket. So I'm working on starting up my 4th strip tonight. It is now the next day when I'm filming this, and I'm like looking at the strip. It's pretty thick. I'm like maybe 2 or 3 really long rows away from finishing, but it's looking good. This blanket is going to be so cute, y'all. I already bought $30 a yarn for it. I need to buy another $30 a yarn. It's going to be an expensive blanket, but it'll be fun to make. So I really enjoy crochet as well, and I like that I can do it in silence, or I can do it while I watch my YouTube or my TV or whatever. And honestly, guys, that's about it. I sat there, I worked on my crochet, I watched some YouTube. I was up till about 2:30 in the morning, and I felt like filming all of that was unnecessary, but basically just know I meandered around until it was time for bed. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this view into my day, let me know if there's any questions you have about what I get up to, my project management job, my creative projects, my gymnastics, because I have a lot of videos of me from the past. Like, it took me a year to get to where I am on my backlog first, so I'm very proud of it. So let me know if there's anything more you'd want to know about that. If you enjoyed this video, again, press that subscribe button so you can see more stuff like this and so you can help the channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you guys next time for my next video, which, if it's still February, will be next Saturday. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. And until then, toodaloo.